Oh, we're recording now. What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my kitchen. I know it's weird, we're in a kitchen. And the reason we are in a kitchen is because today we have a very interesting new video that's kind of related to a lot of things that I do on this channel, but with one special difference. So as you guys know, I love talking about knives. I love talking about EDC and everyday carry, and especially knives. We have a very special box here that contains, guess what? Knives. But you may be wondering, what kind of knives and why are you in a kitchen? So today we are gonna be talking about Japanese knives. And no, we are not talking about these. We are talking about Japanese chef knives. Let's do this. So if you guys didn't know, I actually really do love to cook. I'm gonna put a disclaimer right here. I am no way in any shape or form a professional cook. I don't know any like trick of the trade or anything. I'm no way a professional cook. But I do love to cook and I love to bring people together. I love to make a lot of different types of food, especially when it comes to steaks and stuff like that. I love doing that and I think that food really brings people together. So I recently got this knife set. And this is a knife set from Time and Table. It's just like a really simple knife set that I got at Walmart. And honestly, like these are great knives. If you're just using them to cut, to prepare food and stuff like that, just for fun, they're beautiful knives. They're gold and they look cool and they're great. But the thing is that I couldn't settle for something like this. And on my YouTube feed, these videos kept popping up about Japanese chef knives. And I got hooked. I got some. So let's put these back and let's open this thing up. So we got our 3 knives and 3 sayas, and these are all from a company called Bernal Cutlery. These guys I found in San Francisco when I was visiting a friend. I had to check out their store. You know me, if I go into a knife store, I'm bound to come out of it with a couple knives. Because I live in the wonderful state of Idaho, they offered very kindly to ship them to me, which was awesome, and they just arrived in the mail and I'm super excited. I have been waiting for this for a long time. So let's get to unboxing these and kind of take you through why I chose what these all do, and some sharpening tests and stuff like that. Let's go for it. Start with the big box. So I mean, first glances, this is a beautiful box, made in Japan, which definitely a good sign because I do want a classic, authentic Japanese blade. So first thing that comes into this, or first thing I see is basically this little paper. It says, we would like to thank you at the time for purchasing a Hatsukoro knife. This knife is a authentic Japanese made knife and they are handmade and beautiful, and Let's get to opening these knives. Now, when I did go to the store, I did actually handle all of these knives before, so I know what I am getting. I was kind of very particular when it came to choosing the knife that I wanted, but you know, that's a good thing for, you know, when you're choosing a knife. So, ready for this? Oh yeah. Do you guys see that? It is stunning. This knife is a Yoshikana Hamano 210mm Kurisuki Gyoto with a Nashiri teak handle. This thing is a absolute beast. Now, if you guys don't know what a Gyoto is, it is pretty much the equivalent to a chef's knife. This is kind of like the all-in-one, can-do-it-all chef knife, and I decided to go for one with a K-tip because I really like the look and the design of it. I also got a wa handle, which is the traditional like Japanese handle. The reason why I got that is because I really do like how it feels in my hand. There's nothing flashy about it, and it's just a really simple, beautiful knife. This knife is pretty much your go-to for anything and everything. So I'm very happy about this. This is beautiful, and I'm so excited for this. So we're gonna put this aside real quick, and we will go to the next one. So beautiful packaging already off the bat. Like, this is absolutely stunning. I love the look of this, like the flowers, and oh, I love cherry blossoms. So let's open this up. So the cool thing about Brunel Cutlery is that when you buy a knife, they offer a free sharpening, which is really awesome because a lot of times with these knives, pretty expensive, and you know, they're not something that you can toss around. It is very nice to have someone that knows how to sharpen these knives, sharpen them properly so that you are in safe hands and that these will last you a lifetime. Now this is really cool. So this here is Hitoria 165 millimeter Nakiri. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you can see that. So this is a Nakiri, and this has a beautiful, beautiful Damascus design on it, and this is absolutely just amazingly beautiful. And on this, I do have the similar wah handle, which is really comfortable. This blade is super light, it's amazing, and if you guys don't know what a Nakiri is used for, it's mainly used for chopping vegetables. So hopefully this means I'll eat more vegetables. This is a stainless steel Damascus blade. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I could look at this for a long time. And then I saved my favorite for last, and this is the knife that I've been wanting for a long time. So again, it comes in the same packaging as the Nakiri. This is a Hitoria Togashi Bunka, and this thing is insane. This is the one. Woo, doggy. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. At that knife, that is absolutely gorgeous. Now, Bunka is kind of like again, another do-it-all. This is great for chopping vegetables. It's great for chopping literally anything. And what I love about this knife in particular is most Bunkas have the beautiful K-tip, and you have a very long blade face, so it makes slicing and chopping very, very easy. I do want to reiterate that this is a video coming from a person that loves knives but is not a chef and is not a master in knowledge of Japanese chef knives. If you are interested, I'm going to link a couple channels below. One channel that I've absolutely been loving is Knifeware. They upload constantly. They have so many amazing informational videos on how to use knives, which ones to use, how to choose the one that's right for you, and they were my go-to when figuring out what I wanted to get for my first couple knives. And then another great channel is Between Two Forks. I haven't seen him post a whole lot recently, but his videos were amazing and I have absolutely loved his videos. So definitely go on YouTube. There are a lot better, more qualified people to talk about these, but these are just my first impressions. And as a guy who loves EDC, who loves everyday carry, who loves knives, who collects knives, I'm super excited about talking about these beautiful, beautiful works of art that will honestly last you a lifetime if you take care of them. All right, so I am back. I had to quickly run to the store because I realized I don't have any vegetables. We're gonna start doing some cutting tests. We're just gonna see how amazing or not amazing these knives are. And so I think we should start with the good old-fashioned tomato test. And I'm just gonna put out a disclaimer. Yet again, I am not a professional chef. I wish I was, but I'm not. I wanna start with the Bunka. I can't get enough of how beautiful this knife is. The handle's beautiful, it feels great. Okay, one thing you should always remember is that, I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous because I feel like I'm gonna mess up cutting this tomato, but I'm gonna choke up on the blade a little bit. I'm gonna kind of hold it right about here because that's where I feel most comfortable. And then honestly, you just let the knife do the work. And oh my golly, that was insane. Holy crap. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see like how well this is cutting, but like it is just gliding through. Wow. This is my new favorite thing in the entire world. I don't know if you can actually see how thin these slices are. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So that was the Bunka, is that right there? All right, so now we're gonna try the Nakiri. And the Nakiri is meant for cutting vegetables. So we're gonna do something real quick. Now, here's a little tip. Japanese knives are very, very skinny. And they're very, very thin. And they're very sharp. Now, the thing about that is you always want to remember that you need to be careful with what you're cutting. A good rule of thumb is that if you're not comfortable biting into it, don't cut it. So anything frozen, anything that's bone, anything like that, don't bother cutting it. It will chip your knife, and then you're gonna have to get your knife repaired, and you could potentially ruin your knife. So you don't want to do that. One thing that I've always seen chefs do is they'll take their regular knife. And they will, as soon as they're done chopping something up, you know, yada, 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 they'll do that and they'll scrape it against the board and with the blade side up, right? Thing about that is that these Western, more European knives are a lot softer of a steel. They can kind of handle that. Granted, you don't really want to be pushing them too much, but they can still kind of handle that. With Japanese knives, don't do that because you will break the blade. Instead of using the sharp edge, just flip the knife over onto the scale and just move stuff over like that. That's gonna be totally fine. It's gonna keep your knife safe and you won't regret it and you won't cry because you will hear your knife just breaking and then want to just die inside. Time for the Nakiri. So same thing, just gonna choke up on that handle and oh my, oh, that is beautiful. So I've always found that on the edge pieces of a tomato, I find it really hard to cut through them because they never really, the knife will always slip. But this thing just, the blade just grabs right onto the skin of the tomato. And I mean, I'm having so much fun. Who would have thought that cutting vegetables would be fun? So for all you EDC nerds, like, you know when you sharpen your knife, your pocket knife for the first time, or you know, after a while, and then all of a sudden it's like razor sharp and you're just like, this is amazing, because like you can just like slice through papers and stuff like that. It's exactly how I feel right now. And now it is time for the Gyotu, and this is the big boy, and I'm excited for this. So I mean, these things are razor sharp, like just right out of the box, razor sharp. And so another thing too is when you're cutting vegetables and stuff like that, knives typically almost always work better with a slicing motion, you know, not just going straight down. Plus going straight down like I just did right here, that impact on the cutting board could potentially damage the knife. So instead, just little strokes like that, get those slices in, and I mean that's perfect for like tomatoes on top of like for a bruschetta. Actually, I think that's what we'll do. I've never had such an easy time cutting through tomatoes. So let's move on to potato. Still gonna use the Gyotu, and let's just go here. Oh my gosh, that was like cutting through butter. What in the world? I don't think I've ever diced a potato that finely. You know, I'm just gonna like do a little voice. You know, yeah, I'm just gonna have fun for a little bit. I'll be right back. As you can see right here, I'm using the bunka, and the bunka is amazing for chopping, slicing, dicing, veggies, herbs, onions, garlic, all those things. The K-tip makes it really easy to get those really fine cuts. I love that knife. Over here we see me using the Nakiri. Nakiri is perfect for chopping vegetables, fruits, stuff like that. I'm trying to get really nice thin slices, and that's the great part about these knives is that when you use them, just take your time, practice makes perfect, and then the more you practice, the faster you'll be able to cut. Now, a very important thing to remember is that when you are using these knives on acidic foods, you want to make sure that you do not leave the juices or any of the things on the blade for too long, otherwise they will rust, especially if they are carbon blade. Now, the Nakiri is a stainless steel blade, but that does not mean that it won't rust. So always make sure you guys have a cloth or a paper napkin nearby so that after you are done cutting up a vegetable, you can just really quick wipe off the blades, and then after you are done cutting your vegetables, use a soapy sponge, clean off both sides of the knife, and then before you put them away, make sure you dry them by hand and never ever put them in the dishwasher because they will break. If you guys do see rust in your knife, just make sure that if it is red or orange, that is rust, and you want to make sure you get it off. A simple way to do that is to just mix water and baking soda into a paste and then leave that onto the knife for just a little bit, and then use a toothbrush and scrape that rust right off. If you, however, do see blue or black marks, that is not rust, that is just patina happening. It's from using the knife, and I personally love it when that happens. Just remember that when you are cutting up vegetables such as onions, tomatoes, anything acidic, make sure you keep an eye on your knives and don't let food sit on the knives for too long. Also, another thing you want to make sure is that when you are holding the knife, that you choke up on the knife so that you are kind of pinching the beginning of the blade. That way you have the most control over the blade and you protect yourself from hurting yourself. Remember, these knives are very sharp, so please be careful, but also a sharp knife is a safe knife. These knives are absolutely beautiful. They are made for you to use them in the kitchen. So if you are someone that doesn't do a lot of cooking or maybe doesn't appreciate knives as much, maybe these aren't for you. But if you do love the craftsmanship of a beautifully made knife, this could be a perfect thing for you or someone that you love. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super happy with these. I've been looking for some Japanese chef knives that are authentically made Japanese chef knives, and I can tell you they are worth the hype. If you are in the market for something that is going to cut beautifully and you like to cook, have fun with it. Spice it up, get yourself some nice knives, and enjoy the process. I want to thank Bernal Cutlery for being so amazing. They were super fun to check out. I saw some blades that were looked like they were from the show C. They're insane. The guys that helped me there were super amazing. They're really easy to work with, and they also provided me with a lot of useful information that I'm definitely going to be using. So I'm super thankful for them. If you guys are looking for some cool Japanese chef knives or even just chef knives in general, check out Bernal Cutlery. You won't regret it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.